Whoops.
6th level
There we go.
artificer with a
Maybe checking.
okay con.
Mine went okay. Yeah, mine is fine.
All the stuff is there.
But yeah, when I first played through Pokemon Sun, my console version, I ended up naming my first Alolan Dugtrio Hanson because of that. Because they looked so much like circa 1990s, early aughts Hanson.
They do not look like that anymore.
They don't. No, they don't. They're also married with children.
Yes.
And it's really weird because I'm still unmarried without children, but I kind of don't want
But
to
you did
have
that
any.
by personal choice.
Waiting for a sign,
Yeah.
hoping that my luck will change.
See, I was just thinking of this.
Ah, that one.
Oh, that one. Oh, that is a different thing.
Yeah.
Oops, ignore that.
Yeah. I said, hey,
Every time I heard that
what's
song,
going on?
every time I heard that song, when I was in when I was working in Fred Meyer Bakery, I was just, I don't know why, it just grated so much on my nerves, and maybe it was just because I was at work.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was often very grumpy at work, even
Yeah,
though I had to
that'd
put
do
on,
it.
even though I had to put on my
Customer
customer
service
support, my customer service face and attitude. And
Uh-huh.
people, the customers liked me because I was nice and I tried to help as best as I could, but I was often stuck by myself doing my work in addition to half of the work that the other people left for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and I only had 4 hours to do it.
Actual worse.
That's a fucking mood.
Yeah.
Flips off my Safeway.
Yeah. It's like, could you at least stay and do the rest of those dishes? Because my job is
Oh,
already
mine
hard
wasn't.
enough.
Mine was. I felt like the fucking supervisor left me all of her shit to do,
Oh, that's
but
so
didn't
shitty.
explain shit. Like, oh yeah, the morning the donut fryer should do the par list and the ordering and the receiving, and I'm like, why the fuck would I?
Yeah, when I finally got to the baking portion of it, it was heaven because I didn't get to deal with people for 3 hours.
Mhm.
I just, you know,
Is
got
Effie
every-
ready for a recap?
I'm
Is so-
doing the leveling up thing.
happy birthday, Effie.
Oh yeah,
Hot birth.
it's a birth
At birth.
birthday.
Happy birth, happy birth.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
I have to choose an additional language.
What day is today? It's Effie's birthday.
Where'd your chat box go? I can't demand you drink. There it is. Go in here. Yes, I know. Now.
Reminded that I have one friend in another friend group who every time someone has a birthday, they do the SpongeBob happy birthday.
Oh, Lassie.
Every time I think about non-copyrighted versions of Happy Birthday, I just think of Futurama. Because for such a long time, and I don't know if this is still the case, Happy Birthday was technically copyrighted, so you couldn't use it in shows properly.
Yeah.
You had to come up with a different birthdays. You'd have to come up with different lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, basically gave you the essence of the birthday song without it being the actual birthday song.
Happy
Which is
birthday,
really
happy
stupid.
birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. You want a birthday here? Yes, we got a birthday here. Birthday where? Over here. Oh.
Yeah. And that's also the reason why people had to come up with their own birthday songs in, you know, places that actually did birthday songs in like restaurants and stuff. So it's
Yep.
That only changed in late 2015 for reference. I had to look at it.
Mhm. Yeah,
it up.
so it wasn't even that long ago that it changed. And it's really just the stupidest thing to copyright that song
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's such a common song.
it is literally the most sung song in the world.
Yeah.
I learned this because when I was in Scotland many a year ago, and we were passing by the place where Auld Lang Syne was supposed to have been written, and it was that is the second most sung song in the world.
Yeah, I remember when the director of the community college I was at resigned. I was still in chamber choir, so we ended up singing Auld Lang Syne for her. It was very nice.
Okay. Good news. I'd actually done most of my leveling already.
Yeah, I already did mine last time. Tibby.
Yeah, this time
Hi, Tibby.
I'm.
Hi, buddy. Are you confused? Are you always confused?
Mm-hmm.
No thoughts had empty?
Mm-hmm.
Only mum and food? You're
Mum,
so
they're
cute. You're
Food.
such a cute little brat. Such a cute little brat. I love you, cute little brat. I had a Ruru earlier too.
Whispers, I got a garbage HP roll, but that's okay.
My
Because
HP is
I
always
still
garbage.
most certainly have the most HP here.
Yeah, you definitely have more than I do, that's for sure.
Yeah, I am at 70.
Oh yeah, you definitely have more than I do.
Uh-huh.
I'm at 31 hit points.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm squishy.
42.
Yeah.
The only thing that is in my favor is that I am one, a ranged caster,
Yeah.
and two, tiny enough that I don't even need to use minimize as my Pokemon move.
Yes.
People are already probably going to not hit me.
I'm
Yeah.
41.
You are a
Not too
caster.
terrible.
You should not. You should not be getting all up in people's business.
No, I'll just get up on the table.
Yeah.
Maureen and Rinka just walking Ardbert through romance. Poor Artie. He just
He's
got a
doing
bomb
his
dropped on
best.
him.
He did.
He got a bomb dropped on him. It was pretty bad.
He didn't know about
Well, the thing
Lemon. My fucking heart. Gah.
He did not know about Lammet, and Orian's over here like, yeah, Lammet
Oh.
totally had a thing for
Cactus
you.
stairs. Cactus stairs.
It's like, Lammet had a thing for you, and then she was like, oh no, I thought he knew.
Nope.
Ardbert finally gets clued in a whole century
Later. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Except-
did.
Except,
Yeah.
you know,
As I said.
do something to make himself happy.
Yeah. As I said, it's a whole century late to the.
Is Effie ready for a recap?
Oh yeah, I've been, but I was waiting for. I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry.
Does anyone else want to lead recap?
Well, shit's bad.
Last
Basically-
time on Aba-DnD-onia Ball Z.
Yeah, so basically what happened, we went into we went to that, remember, so the last time that you were with us, we had defeated the ghosty guy, right? You remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So after that you remember that elf lady who refused to perform for us back in the beginning? She appeared and she was like, so there's something down here that that person that you're after shouldn't have. Go get that, and then poofs goes away. So we're just like, okay, well, we're being voluntold to do this. So we go down
Yeah.
into this dungeon here that you see the map for, and we find a ghosty later on here. There's a couple of cursed items too, and not cursed items. So we got a few things that are nice. And we find down here that there is a dead ghost of a knight of Solemnia, who told us about, you know. Well, there's a Dragonlance over here, buried with this guy, you know, buried with this dude, her commander, who, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be remembering wrong. It has been a week. She's still like, yeah, no, our leader, was supposed to go with the king, I believe, to make peace with the dragons, and ended up killing the lead dragon. So that was fun.
Close. So he was back before the cataclysm. The king priest of Istar made a floating city, and that pissed off the local metallic dragon population. So the god of good, Paladine, Paladine, said, hey, can you get the king priest to put the castle back in the ground? And the guy said, sure, I'll go talk to him. And he took his Dragonlance with him, like a dumbass. So you were close. You had the wrong people. But yeah, go make peace with the big dragons. And then he fucks up.
And then he fucks up. So then shit happens. It's bad. Calamity bullshit. So we go in here. The ghost has no idea that there's someone trying to steal shit in here, or some old undead guy trying to steal shit. And by the time we get there, he's already gone. He's already stole what he needed. Which was not the Dragonlance. We have the Dragonlance now. But as we were entering the room, the corpse, the reanimated necromancied corpse of the commander that was buried here is basically against his will being made to attack anybody who opposes what's his face? What's his name?
Lord
Soth.
Soth,
Yep.
the
Soth.
man too emo for the dark powers of Ravenloft.
Yeah, so
yes,
like he's
really.
That
So
is
yeah,
in fact
basically-
canon.
he's not, so yeah, he basically has stolen what he needed to and basically made it so that this guy will attack us if we, if he perceives that we are against Lord Soft or whatever. He's anything but soft. He's squishy, maybe. Soft, that guy. What's his
Yeah.
face?
Lord
and,
Crispy.
Lord Crispy?
Lord Crispy. We can
We
call
can call
him
Sock.
Sock.
You know what? His name is Sock now. We love this.
Sock.
So yeah, so we had to take down this undead guy, and we felt bad about it because he didn't want to fight us, and we didn't want to fight him.
Oh, which reminds me, Lloyd, don't you dare.
Hi, Lloyd.
Yes, I can hear him.
So yeah, we get back to we get the Dragonlance. We take this guy out. We get back to everyone else, and we meet with our boy and our commanding officer, and we tell them what's going on, and that's basically where we left off, I think.
Okay.
Yes. One thing, if you wanted, or every room we went into, we got magic purple history lessons
Mhm.
We got
about
to
what
learn
is.
how Lord Soth fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see like, hey, ask did the elf did elf wife look like
Lidara?
yeah.
No.
All right.
If make me a perception-y though.
Perception. Can anyone roll perception?
Yeah. To
Yeah?
to
Okay.
remember the cataclysmic fire and what the lady who. Okay. Let me just triple check my history. Where the fuck is her blob?
No, I don't think I got that.
Perception.
I totally forgot to
Reception.
click on myself.
Wouldn't memory be history though?
You're also trying to remember
Yeet.
Yeah.
her
I can roll
face
history.
and the fire face.
Ah,
So that's why I was doing perception.
all right.
Okay. Well, if anybody
Um,
needs me to roll history, I got you.
No. I lost my chapstick.
So Rin and Ink think that Lidara looks like one of the there was the group of elves at first where the wife fell into Soth's arms. She looks like one of the elves from that group, not and say maybe there was like two others that returned to Soth later. Yeah, so she was in the first group, but not part of the group who he killed and they turned around.
All right.
I think she might be part of the second group as well.
Probably not a soft passer.
So basically, we got a lot of shinies and a history lesson.
Yes. In fact, one of the shinies that you would be interested in.
I'm gonna
The
roll
cloak, I
history
believe,
just because I
'cause-
could.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think it's
the cloak.
I think it's the cloak.
I rolled history
Yeah.
just because I could.
Yeah. So if you don't already know, I don't remember if you're vaguely familiar with Dragonlance or not. Basically,
I am not.
okay. Well, so you think that this is all vaguely familiar, but yes. So as we came through the catacombs, a knight of Solamnia saves a group of elf travelers. One of the elf women falls into the knight's arms. Behind him, a silhouette of a human woman turns and fades away. We don't know if he actually killed his wife, but he suddenly became no longer married to a human to marry an elf. He gets kicked out of a group of, or kicked out of the Knights of Solamnia, and then gets married to the elf. The knight, he got a vision in a divine beam of light. As his wife pleads with him, he dons his armor and mounts his steed and heads off. The knight encounters the attendants of the elf woman from the first vision. They taunt him and point back the way he came. The knight slays them and turns back in a rage. And then he kills his wife as the cataclysm hits. And then his armor fuses to his body, and his eyes are extra fiery. And then we were literally a couple minutes late to catch him. So after we saw all that, we saw him take the fire out of that final room where the party is. There's that little there's that purpley spot in the center. That used to have a ball of fire on it. It is the same fire that the cataclysm was made out of.
Oh, lovely.
And he has it now on a horrible scepter made out of screaming faces.
He's going for that emo vibe.
Super
Yeah.
fun and
Definitely
awesome.
going for the emo vibe.
And
So yes,
Like I said, so emo. The Dark Lords decided, nope, we're not wasting time on this sucker.
Somebody-
He punishes
an
himself harder than
X-Lord.
any punishment we could put on him.
To be fair, if I remember the phrasing right, I think he was cursed to live a lifespan for every single person who died in the cataclysm.
Ooh.
This motherfucker can outlast
So-
gods.
Yeah.
Yep. He's gonna live for a very, very long time.
Okay,
But it-
so
Also, the
so
authors
he's on a
of-
death quest.
The authors of Dragonlance insist that the Ravenloft thing is non-canon because they didn't approve it. My opinion is that's because the authors of Dragonlance are cowards.
Yeah.
They might be.
Though, to be fair, there's also the possibility that Vecna caused it to be retconned out in the middle of the scenario where he where he technically screwed up the physics of all D&D worlds, past and future.
wouldn't be that surprised.
Mhm.
Okay,
Vecna
so-
was the thing.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Vecna.
Thanks, Vecna. Okay, so you guys decide not to take Soth's way out of the castle, which is an 80-foot drop into the city. And when you guys emerge from the catacombs, Darrett and High Marshal Vendry are back in Calaman. Yes, you all have had a long rest. Vendry is securing the city, and Darrett is going to send out scouts to see if Sarmalir was right in going Soth wants him to go to the north. Everyone takes a nap.
Yay, now.
Nappy
Oh,
Yay,
full
nap.
night
That's
eat.
where I'm a Viking.
Which reminds me,
But this
Effie,
is easy.
the nice cloak. Did you see the cloak, or do I need to link you the cloak?
Probably need to link it.
It's
Where
a very
is
nice
that?
cloak. I think
Yeah.
The missile is EB.
It's a very pretty cloak. That cloak.
I think Azara would very much enjoy it. But apparently I get next dibs on loot for some reason.
Because you didn't get anything.
I
Okay,
didn't.
I
you're
put
right.
it in things shown. You do have to cuddle it to sleep because you need to attune it.
Oh.
And you're like, oh wow, this looks like something from home.
Yeah, because it's a par is Kagonesti, so.
So yes, there you go. It's a very nice cloak, but you got to cuddle it to sleep so you can use all of its abilities. Because you have to tune it. We decided that means that you have to sleep right next to it, and maybe it wants to be the big spoon.
I mean, that's okay.
Anyway, so
Magically teleport. Misty step.
once per day, and you get advantage after you poop. No one expects BAMF. Okay. So next morning, Darrett is there on your way shuffling to find food. And he says Marshal Vendry is working to maintain order in Calaman till they have new civilian leaders. She would like to speak to you guys soon, and his scouts report that the Red Dragon army has split. A contingent is inexplicably headed into the northern waste. Let me go back to our world map.
That sounds like a terrible
Dragon.
place to go.
Almost as bad as the Blood Sea.
Mm,
But better than Mount Nevermind.
mm.
It's
So-
not
oh, look.
much, but it's home.
Oh, look, here's an unmarked one. Oh well. Too late now, I've been using the marked one. Let's pretend you don't see that there's something over here labeled the City of Lost Names that Soth said he was on his way to. And look, the Northern Wastes, they're right here.
Oh boy, we were just talking about Pokemon in the desert.
Right. Darrett doesn't know too much more than the stuff he just relayed, but he is ready to meet with Marshal Vendry whenever you are.
Yeah, well, I don't got any other plans. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
About the only thing Punks was worried about is getting her goblin buddies appraised of what's going on.
Yeah.
They're good goblins, Bront.
They are.
Okay, so to the surprise of no one, Marshal Vendry has claimed a modest meeting room down the hall from the council chamber marred by Lord Soth's attack. The room holds little more than a long table covered in reports, though tall windows offer a stunning view of the city and the harbor beyond. The marshal stands by a window, gazing toward the horizon from the seat at the table. Lord Baccharis glances at you, then bitterly observes, "Here they are now, Marshal. Perhaps if we hadn't put our faith in sellswords, my son would be at my side and the governor would still be alive."
Maybe if you hadn't run off, we could have stayed here and actually been able to prevent it. And yes, Pumpsa does say that.
Vendry also tells him you can leave.
I can't
And he
believe
does
he's
so.
still, I can't believe he's still talking crap when he fucked up so much. And yeah, I did just say that.
Ooh, you got Nessa swearing.
He makes me mad.
Ain't that just...
Yeah, he
I
makes
got
me mad
fired.
too.
Quiet.
Also, we're not sellswords.
No, we've proven ourselves unlike certain people.
We get paid. You guys pay us.
We are in fact on the city's payroll as a dedicated force for this exact reason.
Right?
Ain't that observes. And you happen to
Vendry-
note it, and someone might finally think that now of all times to notice something. The cat is in Aintha's lap and has armor on.
Aww,
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
It's adorable.
cute.
Kitty!
That's so cute.
Does the kitty have a name? I think we had a name for it, but I
I
can't
think we
remember.
decided to call the cat Miette for reasons.
Oh yes.
Miette?
Miette.
Yeah. Miette seems pleased at being geared up. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
one of the new abilities, one of the new things I geared up is that Aintha now basically has a familiar.
Fabulous.
Yee.
Look, the cat's going to be on her lap most of the time, anyways. They're gonna.
Gator
There's
says, how
no
dare you be
reason
gone
not
for a
to.
day and then come back home and be on the freaking computer.
Just
Gator,
cat things.
out of the freaking jacket.
So, once Bakaris slinks out, Vendry is like, okay, run her through exactly what happened yesterday. No. We just did here. So I'm going to assume we all remember and
Yes.
basically tell her the same way, unless you guys want to.
Yeah.
You mean aside from Bakaris being an idiot?
Yeah, basically, we're letting Nessa's explanation do the talking, and I assume that Eintha will probably fill in the gaps that Cactus filled in for Nessa.
Mhm.
Yes.
I did a good job.
Yay!
Wouldn't go that
Yay.
far.
Well,
Nessa
hey,
did a job.
I did.
Vendry
could-
says, well, she's 100%, she trusts you guys. She does point out that Lord Bakaris is spreading rumors that you guys could have saved Calaman's leaders. If you'd just been a little faster. Never mind that we were saving his ass.
And never mind the fact that Punks has also been spreading rumors and is probably more liked in the taverns.
Exactly. Some locals are looking for someone to blame for the terrifying slaughter. You mentioned that Soth went, the undead knight was going. Soth commands me to go to the city of lost names. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Marshall knows nothing about the location, and the Northern Waste is usually nothing more than a deadly wasteland. If Soth is heading there, well, I guess he's heading out of the area. Not much longer a threat, probably.
Punks is just going to shake her head. And
Sure
she's
about
just gonna
that.
She's
If
just going to
only
say,
we were so lucky, I'm sure.
Does anyone want to present our rusty dragon lamp?
Also, Punksa, what was Punksa saying?
Punksa is also going to say, I'm from a wasteland, and I can assure you there is plenty of trouble to be had down there.
I do not doubt
Yeah.
it, especially with a crazy former disgraced undead knight going to that place and causing problems. It's
The-
probably going to be an issue for more than just him.
Let me put it this way, Aetha observes. He wanted that flame badly enough to make an opportunistic precision attack. He sneaking into the city, killing a specific group of targets, and then grabbing only the flame. He didn't even go for the Dragonlance fragment, which Aetha presents, which you think would be a higher profile target.
Vendry and Darrett honestly see the Dragonlance as a ancient relic, too. So they're like, Oh,
Yeah,
Jay
they-
disconnected
Oh, no.
from Roll20.
Are you kidding?
There you are.
Screech
Darrett-
didn't she?
Yeah. Darrett's sitting there like he doesn't understand what the fuck Lord Soth is up to, but that's a good point, and you guys have discovered important things. But the Marshal is thinking more of less what the fuck is Soth up to, and more let's make sure no one else can sneak into the city like that.
Punksa
Securing the city is important, and especially we need to watch out for disguised Knights of Salamnia, because apparently that is now a tactic they are willing to drop to.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that's been happening.
They did do that.
There could very well be imposters among us.
Punksa's just going to shake her head and say, I don't think that's as much of an issue as we need to worry about. Punksa's just going to look at Darrett and gesture him over, please. And if he comes over, she's just going to wrap her knuckles against his armor and say, this armor was a lot more convincing than what they were wearing.
We need to watch out for the appropriate materials.
I'd say it's still an issue. But also, yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult to tell.
My brain needs a restart. I read something and missed half of what Punctia said.
Punctia gestures Darrett over and says, "It's not that much of an issue." She wraps her knuckles on Darrett's armor and says, "This guy's armor is much better."
Yes. Okay.
Soundboard incoming. There you go.
Yes. Yes. Because I was reading ahead and I was like, wait a minute, people are talking and I didn't catch most of it. Darrett thinks that because you guys, so you were warning against, hey, keep an eye on who comes in armor because they might be undead, and right.
It's not just the undead though. It's also we've seen disguised people from the dragon army.
This is so most of the draconians throw on cloaks except for that one dude who turned into another creature. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the dragon army people themselves are quite happy to wear their dragon army sigils. The only people who have made it inside a city have been those whites.
Mm-hmm. You can't just ask people why they're white.
Right? God. Make them stand in the sun for a little bit or something. Jeez. Darrett is of the opinion, like you guys, that even if Lord Soth's going up north, he's still a threat.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm glad the boy agrees with us.
And even if there is still a section of the dragon army that is near-ish Calaman, they can't just ignore the group that just went north.
Indeed.
Vendry, yes. Vendry eventually is like, all right, yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
Can someone of authority please tell what's his fuck to start taking accountability for his own actions?
Oh boy.
He's rich. He doesn't care.
Starting to think he
I
should
just
care.
feel like I feel like he just really needs to be told off by someone he actually respects.
Who does he
And
respect?
plot.
I mean, he clearly respects Vendry enough to try and, butter her up.
But is it respect or is it I can use you so I'm going to play nice?
Fair. That's a good, yeah.
Darrett suggests that he take you got the party and a small contingent of troops into the northern waste to figure out what the fuck's going on up there.
Yes.
Vendry still isn't 100% sure we really need to be chasing Soth, but it would get you guys outside of Calaman because the citizens are kind of listening a little bit to Bakaris, at least, maybe a bunch of the people who were like more closely tied to the people who died.
Punks is just gonna raise her finger again and say, "There is also an option here." She's just gonna smile and say, "We have, I'm not going to say friends, but we have potential allies off to the southeast."
We do.
We do.
They would really like the chance to atone for Bob.
Bob!
Or, get vengeance.
She's just gonna
Things like that.
nod in agreement and say, We've convinced the goblins that, well, they may not like you guys. The dragon army is out to kill them."
It's not even really a lie either. We found evidence and gave it to him.
Guys.
Vendry just sitting there with the do.
Guys, this is obviously off topic, but Reiko is snoring so loud.
Wonderful.
Snore, baby!
I feel like at the point where realizing potential allies that were previously dragon agents is like the appropriate reaction might just be instead the We Shop channel theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we don't tell anyone other than our little group here about those allies, because then, that'll just give Bakaris more goddamn ammo.
Punksa nods and says, but if you maybe send them some alcohol, some food, a little bit of food, not even the good stuff, just a nice peace gesture, and also say that the dragon army's nearby and they're talking shit about goblins.
Just saying, we could probably get them. We could probably get some help from them.
Function nods and smiles, and she just says, "We've convinced them that so long as they don't attack you guys, you won't attack them," which is more than we can say about the dragon army.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
So a little bit of careful dealing here or there may turn
that's-
into a opportunity. I wouldn't exactly be looking to integrate them into the regular forces anytime soon.
But I mean,
But
it would give you more troops to maintain
Function
order
nods and
here.
says,
and you've been
biggest
able to-
thing is, if you know the dragon army is coming, you can tell the goblins, and the goblins can take their flank.
This is true. She'll try to think of them as a secret weapony type thing.
As an option.
Yes,
an
an
option.
option.
We could just hear the Wii Shop music intensify.
But
Yes.
We can act as ambassadors between them
Mhm.
and you guys because they know us and they trust us. So
So she'll keep them in mind. She may ask for a token when you guys leave of, yes, this definitely came from the Gobby friends.
Punksa's just going to tell her, I've been working with some of the weavers in town. They've even got a insignia done up for them.
Hey, she doesn't know how to feel about this. There is a library in the castle that you can research the Northern Waste. She and Derek are going to talk about the potential mission.
Antha definitely would be taking time on that. So what should I roll?
yeah.
If you want to get some in-depth knowledge history.
Nissa would also be doing that. If you want to use my history roll, you can, but I can always roll again.
Okay, I'll use yours because yours was good. If you guys, so you are able to both zero in on the fact that grand ruins predating the cataclysm litter the region, though few explorers survive attempts to look for them.
Ooh, shiny rocks.
And then after the cataclysm, the Northern Waste is a barren, deadly region prone to flash floods.
Fun.
Lovely.
Punksa would have tried to join in on the research, but she's dumb as a rock, so eventually she probably would have gone to the tavern and started buying drinks and asking if anyone's from the north.
That's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Not too many people lived further north than Vogler, actually, it's looking like, without being all the way over on the other side of the mountain.
Oh yeah, Punksa's just asking if anyone's heard anything.
I mean, at least the tavern people like us.
Then, so while you guys research and Punksha comes back from the tavern within like 2 hours or so.
2 or 3.
Maybe. 2 or 3. Derek spots all you guys back together and is like, Marshal Vendry has agreed to send Derek and you guys up north to investigate what's going on. Derek will be given command of a few hundred soldiers. To avoid drawing attention of the dragon army, they are going to sail north at night.
Okay, I was about to wonder, like, how are we not going to get attention with a few hundred people?
There is a secluded cove called Wrecker's Edge on the southeastern shore. There is no actual thing, but I'm going to assume it's one of the ones probably up here. Maybe this one.
This sounds nice. I've got a good feeling about this.
Right? That's where they're going to disembark. From there, Derek and you guys and Derek are going to discover the plot, thwart it, and then return to the ships. That is the plan.
I get a feeling that the plan is not going to go to plan.
When do plans ever go to plan?
It never does. Never, never. I have a question related to my class.
I was going to say, you get a letter.
Oh, I do?
You do get a letter.
Oh, geez.
It's from Wyham. You know, the lady you gave the scroll to.
Oh, dear.
Um,
I'm nervous.
she says meet her at the apothecary. Derek says he wants to leave tomorrow night.
Okay,
So you've
well,
got
I'll have
time.
time for that.
So if you want to go meet up with Wyham,
Yeah, I'll go meet up with my hand.
she says, my contacts at the Tower of High Sorcery in Weyreth have denied your request to travel there and participate in the test of High Sorcery. The threat of the Dragon Army is too great, and the Orders don't want to be perceived as taking sides in the conflict. However, as head of the Conclave, the mage Parsalian has granted you a special exemption. She offers you a simple wooden brooch studded with black, red, and white stones. It is the symbol of the mages of High Sorcery. He has allowed you to practice magic as a provincial. You're a member, provisional member of the Mages of High Sorcery until the time of your test. The time of your test will be decided after the Dragon Army's threat has passed. Until then, this token represents the Conclave's blessing. Congratulations, provisional mage.
Cool.
Thank you.
Nice.
I honestly didn't think I would pass, so I'm happy to know that. But yeah, I do agree. It would be better to do this after the threat is gone.
Yes, because
I think
she
that's
doesn't know
wise
when
decision.
when they'll let you in, but the sooner the Dragon Armor's out of the way, the sooner you can go see if you can take the test.
Well, we're
Mhm.
working on that. So
Yep.
I am actively working on that at least.
And then after like saying that, she like waits a minute, and then she says, "Buy something or leave me alone."
Mm,
Here we go then.
You know, I understand.
Okay, that will
I
move
understand.
to
So she's going to look around the store. I actually have a question in relation to I feel that as a rock gnome, one of the things that she could utilize potentially for sorcery are crystals. Crystals, metals.
So really quick, I'm double checking.
Because that would be something I think she would be actively looking for.
I don't think that sorcerers tend to have to worry. Okay, you do have an you do have an arcane focus, so you could
Okay.
probably just play with the rocks for that.
Yeah.
But I also don't tend to worry about material components unless it's for big spells.
mhm.
So she'll probably look around for a few crystals in the shop if there are any and buy some. And take her leave. About how much would I need to spend for that? Because she's got plenty of money.
Go ahead and call it, like, I don't know. Yes, arcane focus or component pouch. But it just says you get a spellcasting focus. So,
Okay.
I don't know, I haven't played Sorcerer.
Maybe a gold piece or two.
Yes, a gold piece or two.
All right,
down with
I'll
that.
just
While
go ahead and
out
do
here-
112 gold pieces there.
Agatha will think to pick up a set of thieves' tools,
Okay.
which normally go for 25 gold. Because I have not had them for all this time, and having a dedicated set rather than having to depend on the right tool for the job
Yes.
is a handy choice.
Makes sense to me.
Fair. That's fair enough. I assume Einthel went with Nissa as an emotional support friend,
Yes. I believe that was.
and also because shopping.
Yes.
Yep.
No plans until nightfall? Other than,
Taking care
setting
of
up messages
self.
to be sent.
Setting up messages
Um,
to be sent. Punk says, looking for good bribes to get on the good side of the goblins, candy, stuff like that. Anything that can be
Yeah,
spared, but not too much.
makes sense.
Eat.
She's also asking questions, but I don't expect she'll get any answers from it.
Yeah, not. Yeah, it's the wastes nowadays for a reason. But though, as you said, you are from. Why is Roll20 going so slow?
Because
It's
roll
very
20.
silly.
Functional website.
Yep.
So when you guys arrive at the docks, in the evening, Darrett meets you guys at the edge of the section where they're using it. You find Cudgel and Tatiana Rukeldust there as well.
Tatiana,
Rukeldust, who
remind
is
me.
Rukeldust, who has dyed her hair violet as well,
Love the hair.
is excited about being able to test the far gaps with this trick.
Oh, that one.
The walkie-talkie.
Yes, I couldn't remember who it was.
Yes, she's yes. Cudgel, our dwarf mercenary friend, and Tatiana.
Cudgel,
Or
I remember.
Tatina.
It was Tatiana, the gnome we rescued, but I couldn't remember her name.
The gnome that started off the baldness. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you are ready to board a boat,
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
we are.
water sloshes and wood creaks as the ships depart from Calaman's docks in the dead of night. Citizens gather to bid farewell to loved ones. Soon fade from view, the ships cut across the dark waters of Calaman Bay, sailing to perilous shores under cloudy skies. I can't talk today, apparently. Oh,
It's
goody.
okay. I talk for a living and I still can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just looking at this map and going, how much of this map are we gonna visit?
Well,
Yes.
let me take a look at this. Guess what? We get a planned movement. It's like that one section of Tales of Fantasia where you have to move the army around.
Oh, fun.
Oh, love that.
Well,
Oh dear, so much map.
um,
So much
Each-
map.
Punksa
Heck.
likes this. It makes people's heads explode when she moves all the little pieces places they can't go, apparently.
So let me
Fair.
move this thing to map because that's important. Move to nope layer, map layer. So there's where we're landing.
Oh, hold on. I gotta find where we're landing. Where are we landing?
Southern southeast edge by the island.
oh, I see it. Worker's Edge.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow, that's not ominous at all.
Right? Okay.
Where?
So are appropriate to share. This is difficult terrain.
Yay.
If you move at a normal pace, you can move 2 hexagons in one day.
Hey, my dear, can I ride on your shoulders?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
No problem.
And I imagine this
Like
is
you weigh nothing at all.
and I imagine
know.
this is just a little less sandy than Punksa's used to, but otherwise not too different.
Not too different. Difficult terrain. It is canyons, sheer plateaus. Yeah.
Well,
Punksa makes a
Kinda.
good scout for this.
I hope you're doing okay. With that
So,
wheelchair.
I'm assuming each hex is roughly 6 miles.
That's
Because
far
it
as
says
my
you can
little legs
move
can walk.
2 hexes per day. It tells me in this table underneath it, you would be going roughly 1.5 miles an hour, and you can cover 12. So you can move faster and you can move slower. But there's obviously bonuses and penalties to each.
Mm.
But the neutral is 2 hexes a day. Let me make a... Okay, so Darrett is going to have a rougher time with this. They're going to move slower than you guys, roughly 9 miles a day. He encourages you guys to move ahead, and they'll set up predetermined points to rendezvous.
Okay. Well, be safe. You're our boy. We love you.
Mhm.
Don't forget the hazard of the flash floods. The canyons may be the more efficient space to move, but keep observant.
So I'm going to go ahead and put Darrett on the map.
I
Can
feel
I
like
put Darrett on
Dara
there?
is looking at Nissa as she's saying, well, be safe. You're our boy. We love you. And he's just like, but I think I'm older than you.
There it is.
Compared to Antha, who's giving specific contextual advice.
So Darrett's going to mark B for them. Yes, that makes sense. We are not going to roleplay every single minute.
I mean, it would be pretty difficult to do so, yeah.
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 I mean, I guess it's not difficult. It would just be really time consuming and probably not that interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, goody. Okay. I have a table to roll. Okay.
But do you have a table to flip?
Yes. Thankfully, actually, I can just click it. Who wishes to be the party token?
Not it.
No.
Oh, we can use mine. Because I made a new, well, I didn't make it, but I have a new little icon for Nisa.
Okay.
Oh,
So
good.
Damn it,
Nissa.
it's not working. Why is it
It
not
isn't
showing?
working
Why is it not
Fix
showing?
this.
Why are
because
you like
Roll20
this?
is a functional website.
Because Roll20 is a functional website.
Oh, I think you have to go into something on your character sheet and then open this and then.
I'm pretty sure I did. Let me see. I have bio and info, attributes and abilities. I went to
If
edit.
not, you can use. If not, you can use
Token.
Oh, avatar. I see what it is. Okay, that's my fault. I did that.
No
That was my
problem.
fault.
It's a stupid website.
It's the dumb website. I am uploading. There we go. Save. I don't know if it's going to update, but I did add it as my token.
Yeah, I think you'd have to.
Now we have to go into your token. Yeah, drop it again. That might work too.
There we go.
There
I'm
we
still
go.
small, but I'm small anyway.
Yeah, that's just.
That also works because now we can see the full hex a little bit better. Okay, let me
Yay,
take.
I'm little.
Okay.
My lovely friend Roxy has made me a Baldur's Gate version of Nissa.
That's what I did with the Zara.
Yeah, that's what gave me the idea. It was like, so you can make gnomes in that game, right? What if you made a version of my little gnome? The only thing that's missing is she has like the very stereotypical brown glasses. But that's okay.
If anybody wants their own, just let me know.
So
Alas,
apparently
we can't make Midir.
Yeah.
Since it doesn't have Goliath.
That mod I found might have it.
Oh, the mod with like the extra freaking characters.
The extra 500 or 50 races. Yeah.
Yeah.
500 would be a lot.
They even had like Air Genasi in there too.
Okay, let me try to read this. Yes. You can move 2 hexes per map on a normal pace. Okay. They move slower. So you guys are remembering that there's flash floods. That's one of my tables.
Flash floods are something that Punksa is vaguely aware of and doesn't like, but doesn't run into often.
Yes.
Punksa knows that when weather gets wet, you go high ground.
Okay. Oh, there's two fucking... Okay. Wait, what? Ah, okay. I feel like I know that character. Okay, so let me look at the map again. Yeah, that one is not yet. So, City of Lost Name is pretty far to the bottom, where it should be. I'm gonna go ahead and put its potential location up here. Let me double check. Yes, okay. So, put myself back on this layer. Where the K is up top is as up there is your goal.
Well, we have a long, long way to go.
Yes.
Ah, I see it.
Quite a bit happening in the meanwhile, I presume.
Well, you can only move 2 hexes a day. You're worried about flash floods.
When we come back, Nis is gonna be a grown gnome lady.
Take
It's been 3,000 years.
a look. So, oh, I do not like how this chapter is set up inside Roll20. Waves crash against jagged rocks along the shore. Beyond, red-hued canyons carve their way through a harsh landscape. In the distance, mountainous crags and strange formations jut skyward. You guys have reached your Wrecker's Edge.
Yay.
I expected more touristy stuff.
So he asks you, Darren asks you guys to take a rowboat, make sure everything's super duper safe so he can get the troops to start landing.
All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
My vehicle of choice will be Madeir.
And mine is puncture. Scroll back in.
Azara, do you have a favorite terrain?
It's funny, I just chose it and I freaking chose forest.
Fine, whatever.
Oh.
It
I
makes
should have
sense for
freaking
your
chose.
character.
I should have chose something else.
I mean, it makes sense for an elf.
Yeah.
It makes sense
And for a
when
wild
you're
elf,
dwarf.
a wild elf. So.
Yeah.
Punksa is probably the best potential lead in this area, but she gets no advantage because wastelands suck.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like if we go to the mountains, Midir will be helpful there.
I
Yeah,
need to go back.
mountains.
I'll be right back.
Mountains and mage towers for me. My favorite terrain is mage towers.
Mountains and mage towers, that sounds like a hell of a game.
Oh man, it's the greatest thing ever. It's the best thing on the market right now.
Are we quiet or have I lost connection?
We are
Sam
quiet.
said BRB.
Okay.
Dude,
I heard Sam said BRB. I didn't hear anything after that.
Yeah, we kind of all just decided to stop talking for some
We are
reason.
wreckers.
There you go.
I'm just soft resetting for a shiny. For a possible shiny starter. 275 in, as far as I've been keeping track anyway. Thousands more to go because the full odds shiny rate in this game is 1 out of 8,000 at least.
Lordy.
It's all silver.
Yeah.
And I'm just checking for a shiny starter, so technically it's a little less because there's 3 potential options, but it's still going to be a lot.
Yeah.
And then I'm also soft resetting for shiny Turtwig and Brilliant Diamonds. And Masuda methoding for shiny.
Okay, so you guys can land. No one's got advantage. So it takes you about an hour of exploring, but you find a narrow cove.
Cool.
There are
Hooray.
few rotten buildings abandoned by smugglers lining the cove. Additionally, a small ship is anchored near a clear beach inside as well.
We have plenty of provisions for the trip, correct?
Yes.
Good. Because we're gonna need a
Um,
lot of water.
Do we wish to...
Punksa is very curious about that smaller ship.
Okay. Eintha and Azara peg it as Elvish pretty much
Not-
immediately.
Not just Elvish, Sylvanesti.
Correct. It's small but seaworthy with enough room for about a dozen crew members. There's, if you climb it, there is nothing. Oh, actually, never mind. So you guys went up. Did anyone try climbing on board?
Punksa would have called out a hello and said permission to come aboard before attempting to get on board.
Or we met with echoes and silence.
Echoes and silence. Very watchful feeling silence.
Wow,
Eintha is the
guys-
first to begin to explain. It's very likely, though admittedly not guaranteed, that they will have security specifically designed to attack anyone who's not an elf who gets too close.
Well,
Because
Zara,
Sylvanesti is
Eintha-
paranoid, and paranoia leads to stupid decisions.
Okay then. Azara and Eintha, you're up.
Approaching the
Punksa
ship,
says-
approaching the ship.
Punksa
Using-
pouts and says, I wanted to look at the elf stuff.
Pat.
Probably best that the elves look at the elf stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering who
It's
they
okay.
are.
It's
Azara
okay.
has
though-
immediate distrust already, so.
I mean, our elves.
So when Azara and Eintha get on it, you guys do notice there's a pair of air elementals just kind of keeping an eye. But they just kind of look at you and just kind of whatever about it.
Eintha just kind of nods. Standard paranoid security mechanisms. Let's see. Eintha decides to simply declare. Speaking in Sylvanesti accented Elvish.
Mhm.
Be friends aboard. Be allies of our beloved king. King present.
So you notice shifting from the ground, and yes, a Sylvanestia elf pops out from the. He's not on the ship.
So
Zion,
is he near the group? The
He's-
group not on the ship, or is he?
he would technically be closer to the group. Not on the ship, yes.
Okay, Punks is just going to finger wave at him, but otherwise stay silent.
Nissa, from her perch upon Midir's shoulder, does a small little bow. Just, a sitting bow.
Okay,
Deer just waves normally.
wave. Not a floppy wrist silk wave.
No. No, Midir's way too thick to pull that off.
This is true.
Midir's
Thick
also
with
not
two C's.
Midir's also not a grumpy bitch.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming once the elf that remained with the boat reveals he's not on the boat, Aetha and Nazar are gonna head off.
Yes.
Okay.
I will let the elves handle the elf matters. Because
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna want to talk to me.
Punkster would be happy to talk, but it's probably not a good idea.
Uh-huh.
Aetha sighs, gets back on the boat, rows back to shore, and gets in their wheelchair.
Get on, Ashan.
Yes.
Examining,
Examining the other elf.
examining the elf a little bit, and wheels into approach.
Okay. He mostly seems curious. I'm looking at this name and I'm like, I fucking know you, don't I? Really quick, I'm going to.
Rico, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing much. Okay. So he introduces his name as Dalamor. He's a little curious about what adventurers are doing here.
Who, the elf?
Yes, the elf.
Aetha
We're
will
nice, technically.
Aetha, upon approaching, looks around a bit. It will basically go into a basic forthright explanation. They do not have the patience for attempting to be deceptive, nor do they particularly have a strong persuasion check. So,
Okay.
So instead, I'm the Talokostathan of the Sylvanesti, or refugee of technically right now.
Why?
They sigh a little bit. Yeah, I'm that one weirdo who went off to study and never mind. Anyways,
Yeah. There's a tiny little twitch when you mention the refugee of Sylvanesti.
I'm sure he's not
yeah.
liking who Azara is, because Azara's looking at him with suspicion.
I mean, yes, and Aetha's trying to not call attention to that. Aetha then continues. We are here to investigate the activities of a recent activity of the Dragon Army. They pulled a precision massacre in the capital of Kalaman, and the ones responsible came this way. Would you know much of that?
He's here. They were surveying the coast for ruins, ancient ruins. He does mention that the rest of his group are in here, or not really in here. Oh god damn it! Why? I hate that I need three of these little things open for Roll20, but then I can't see shit.
Yeah.
Where is? Oh, I should probably put that back on that too. So A is where you guys. A is your, Wrecker's Edge location. He says the rest of his group, they're all Sylvanesti, they're all searching for ruins, and he kind of like slightly rolls his eyes when he says it, are up there. They might know more.
Iantha says with just straightforwardness, implies to me that you ain't found shit.
He knows none are on the coast.
Sounds about right.
So he doesn't know why they keep searching along the coast.
People are a bunch of idiots.
I doubt-
She says that
I
like
doubt-
in her head.
I
We're
doubt
just
we're
gonna-
gonna. Well, I sure
Zara's
doubt
gonna
you're
say
gonna.
that in her head. She
I
doesn't
should.
like. She doesn't like the. She doesn't like the Sylvanesti. She doesn't like the other guys. So she's like, "Cause y'all a bunch of idiots."
Okay, Iantha says, if you ain't finding anything, I doubt you're finding anything as big as the City of Lost Names, which is supposedly their target.
So, roll me an insight.
Blink. That is not the button I meant to hit. Look at the one that's actually insight, not
I mean,
the
that's a heck of a lot better.
That's sure
So,
is insight.
Iantha is not
when you
intimidating.
say City of Lost Names, you see him recognize and immediately pretend to not have understood the name.
Iantha just kind of sighs at that. Whatever, if you don't want to talk about it. Anyways, so we're here with a contingent of with a small contingent of Calaman troops to try and find this.
So he basically just repeats that, hey, you can meet him up with the Elven encampment. Maybe they've heard something. Maybe
Alright,
they've actually managed to find something.
We better signal the landing, and then we can probably head that way. It's probably the best plan.
Would it be better if Azara and Iantha just went, or should we all go? Because I know they're not really gonna trust the rest of us.
We probably should introduce the full, our primary operating group in its entirety. Iantha will explain.
Well, if you're sure.
They prefer.
Punksa is actually going to raise her finger.
Yes.
Say, sorry to interrupt. She says, do you have messenger hawks or something? She says, long-range communications.
Yet another, probably, but he doesn't really answer yes or no.
Iantha does think of the Fargabs that were invented by a certain gnomish associate, and would probably quickly tag the approximate location of the safe cove, and warn them to stay away from the elven ship. Iantha may in fact send like 4 separate messages reminding, don't get too close to the ship. It has security.
Yeah, Punksa's just gonna.
Don't do it. Don't do the thing.
Well, while Iantha's doing the thing, Punksa's just gonna say, we really have no designs on the City of Lost Names or whatever. Says, we just want to find the guy that's trying to get there. Says, we'll happily share anything we find. Yes, she couldn't stay shut up.
That's not something he can really decide on his own. If you want to come to the elf encampment.
Let's head that.
Also, go ahead.
Let's head that way.
Also, not related to a game, but Mimi is in one of the little kitty scoops on the cat tree, and she's got her little leggy sticking out.
Oh my god.
Stick leg out real far.
I stick my leg out.
Oh, it is the character I'm thinking of. Okay.
I apologize in advance for Azara's distrust, but you know,
Brusqueness.
trauma,
It's
Yeah.
well warranted, probably.
trauma.
Yeah.
Drama, drama,
So,
drama,
Dalinar
drama,
says he's going to pull back
drama.
while you guys let Darrett unload the rest of the people so he can lead you to the encampment. Darrett, why do we have so many D names now? Darrett
Give him the
says he's
D.
curious. He's curious. He says, yeah, go investigate the encampment, determine whether we can trust him or not. That's cool.
You can't.
They will just set up a camp here till they hear more from you guys.
Punksa says, might be a good time to fish. Might keep the troops busy.
Mm-hmm.
So it will take you most of the day to get there because it's about 2 squares away, or hexes away. Dalamar's pretty chatty
Is he now?
once you guys are on the way.
Is
I
he
had,
chatty to us or is he chatty to the elves?
So it just says the characters, so it's a mixed chatty. Like, there's definitely a little guardedness when he chats more with not Eintha. But he also is more asking questions than actually, like, sure.
Doesn't opt to keep a lot of a critical secret, because, well, they've already shared the big thing. They will explain the state of Sylvanesti to the others, if who aren't already aware.
Mm-hmm.
That, beautiful sculpted nation, high elf civilization, lots of expert mages, and they look almost pointedly towards Dalamar, looking at the mode of dress. They're expecting mage. And
Definitely
then
mage.
the dragon army showed up, and the king made a decision. You could tell the exact level of bitterness at the need to maintain subtlety in language when they say decision.
Punksa, assuming if no one else wants to talk to Dalamar, well, extended talking, Punksa will happily chat with him. Punksa's a very social butterfly. She likes talking and telling stories, and unless anyone stops her, she will answer every question he has.
He is going, he will basically try to get, like, pretty much the details about the Calaman arc from you guys.
Yep.
And Punksa will happily answer just about everything. And if no one stops her, she will tell everything.
I thought will generally not move to stop, but may emphasize details like Lord Vicaris being a stupid idiot whose actions enabled the deaths of the entire council of a major city.
Yeah.
And won't take responsibility for his actions because he's a rich ass bitch.
I thought, in spite of opinions about the decisions with what happened in Sylvanesti, seems to have a lot more respect for the Sylvanesti authorities than Lord Vicaris. A lot
There to
more.
respect about Lord Vicaris.
There's
Nothing.
literally nothing to respect about that man.
Exactly.
Punksa knows nothing about any authorities anywhere. She respects the mess that her pet horses make more than she respects Vicaris.
I would respect that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll remember that.
Remember that we respect piles of shit more than Vicaris?
No. Remember how I've got, like, 3 tables?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm remembering one of them.
Oh, I see.
So, nothing eventful happens. There's no water that you see moving anywhere or anything like that. There is He leads you right to an elven camp next to some small ruins on a plateau overlooking the wastes, with the dozen or so tents are arranged in a spiral pattern. There's about 10 elves there when you arrive, including the one he brings you right to, Zelsuel.
Gesundheit.
Yep.
Nissa will just remain perched upon Madeir, quiet, just observing.
He is reaching a venerable age even by elven standards.
Old as fuck.
Yeah.
As they approach, Punksa will wave excitedly, but that's the extent of her actions, at least until Ainta says otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
He's not super thrilled you're here.
Awesome.
I imagine this would happen.
I tries to figure out if they recognize this fellow.
He is of the House Mystic.
Oh boy.
There's a whole lot of mages in Sylvanesti, but a lot of them come from that house.
Oh boy.
And he's old as fuck.
Oh boy.
Rusty fellow then.
Oh joy.
Azara's immediate dislike
Obstinate.
and immediate hackles are raised.
Pat's Azara from here. Air Pat.
Ainta, you want to say something in Elvish or just?
Ainta's just gonna have to handle
Ainta
this one
will-
because none of us want to.
Ainta will greet in Elvish. Honor the house mystic. The allies of Caliban greet thee.
Okay, so he doesn't
No.
immediately chase you out. There's a faint bit of relaxing there, but he still looks very super grumpy about this. It doesn't directly. Where is? Oh, okay. So, he kind of bitter old man's his way through what uses House Mystic if we're supposed to live out here.
Ooh, there's a story here.
You've been sent out here and you expect it to last a long time, in other words.
It's more like we failed to defend Sylvanesti and now we're practically in exile.
Is he speaking in Elvish or is he speaking in Common?
Elvish.
Of course.
This old bastard is a dick.
Would you like me to translate for you, Punksha?
Punksa would love translation.
Please.
Uh-huh.
Just
Yeah,
everyone in the back group just
Right,
muttering common reply.
Ainta does, yeah, Ainta is the first of my characters in a while to not have a telepathy source to
Yeah.
cast translations that way.
Unfortunately, Elvish is not one of the languages that Nissa speaks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Zara's just sitting back there translating the old man and Ainta's
much,
replies, so whatever. I'm assuming she does the extra derogatories about Zelsuel. Anyway,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And
they
I'm
are
living for it.
here following century-old legends of Sylvanesti magic lost in the region. There is a slim hope it could help the homeland, but he's pretty sure this is basically exile. But if he's going to be fucking exiled up here, he is going to be incredibly thorough about the job they send him to do. So they're going to catalog every fucking foot of the Northern Wastes to look for any scrap of magic.
Good luck.
Punksa has things to say, but she is waiting for
Uh-huh.
indications that it's a safe time for her to speak.
Godspeed. I can try and detect magic, but I don't know. if,
Does Eintha have
Can
any
respect me.
response to this old man being like, I've basically been sent up here to die for failing to protect Sylvanesti, but I'm going to do a
That
goddamn
tracks.
good job of searching for whatever we can find up here if I'm stuck up here?
That's
Man,
rough,
Azara
buddy.
must be thrilled with that
Pauses.
news.
And decides to
That
just
that
ask the back.
tracks. Tracks.
Okay,
Do it.
Decides
Okay.
to act. Yes.
Aitha will eventually just directly ask, have you found anything yet?
Give me a second to go back up to the sections where he's willing to talk about.
Does Azara translate that, perhaps?
Sure.
Punk's just gonna face palm.
Have you found anything yet?
Aitha is a blunt person.
Yeah, Nis is going to lean over in the direction of Azara.
Oh no, he
and-
lost roll 20, but roll 20's a dick too.
Yeah, Nis is going to lean over in the direction of Azara and whisper very loudly, I think that's a no.
Yeah, they've only just got here.
Sucks
Of course,
to be them.
just got here by Elvish standards. Might have been a month ago.
Sucks to be them.
Aitha will actually think to ask how long the expedition has gone so far.
Let's see here. What do I
Because-
have?
By Elvish standards is something Aitha is very used to having to deal with, being,
They have been here a few months ago.
Aitha pauses. Have you seen any... We have seen... The Red Dragon Army seems to be in this region. Have you seen hide nor hair of them?
He kind of pauses in this, like, they're here too. Fuck it. Kind of way. But that's not as important as trying to find something that can help Sylvanesti, so not really. And I think he's also inching toward this is enough talk. Go away.
Aitha
Yeah.
just kind
I
of
have no
sighs.
desire. Azara has no desire to help these people.
Well,
If
good
we-
luck.
Hold
You're
on,
gonna
hold
need
on.
it.
Punksa, if no one else is going to let her, then Punksa has things. I cut off, didn't I?
A little
You
bit,
did.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No one's gonna let her.
but-
Punksha has thing. That's all I heard.
If no one else is going to do it, Punksa has things to say. Sorry about that. I was typing something and my finger kept slipping off.
Yes.
Press to talk.
Yes.
Nis
So-
still doesn't think that's a good idea, but okay.
Hey, Nessica. Punks has had lots of things that aren't good ideas. Most of them have worked out pretty well.
It's true. I just don't think
Yeah.
you're gonna get very much from this guy because he's a. Yeah,
Old
he's
set in the
a.
ways, very
Cranky
particular
old
heart.
man.
He's shut
And
up
he's with
tighter.
House Mystic, who probably have reason to be a little frustrated with the weirdo magic item researcher.
He's also, shut up tighter than constipation.
Punks is just going to step forward and say, "You're tired of us, and I get that. Do you need someone to translate for me?"
Mm,
I doubt it. but
Does he look at
yeah.
me, or does he just keep looking at us?
He looks at you in that grumpy old, he's 2 seconds away from telling Dalamar to get you off his lawn.
Punks smiles, walks over to Eintha and says, "Go back to the group, please."
Aitha sighs. Not a good idea.
Punksa says,
Agreed.
"I know."
Alright, well.
Sid is still riding on Puncture's shoulders during all of this as well.
I just
I
imagine
had,
Sid with the face like, get me off of here, get me off of here.
Aitha sighs.
Nope.
This is
Sid is 100% here for this because everything else that Puncture has done so far, especially when riding on Puncture's shoulders, has been chef's kiss. So,
Uh-huh.
even if this doesn't go the way that they want it to, still interested to see how it goes.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Does
We
Eintha
will
go
enjoy
back to
the
the group, or does Eintha stay close?
Eintha will stay close.
Punksa's just gonna roll her eyes, gesture to Eintha in this "can you believe this kid" gesture, and she's just gonna say, "You want us gone?" She says, "I respect that." She says, "You are an honored elder in spite of what form of exile this may be." She says, "And frankly, I think that you know more going on than anyone else in this whole continent."
Butter them up.
Mm.
And yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. She
Fly to the
says,
ego.
"We have no designs on elven magic, and we're just looking for a lost city that some jackass is going to do something horrible at." She says, "If there's anything there belonging to the elves, we will bring it back to you and give it to you, no questions asked." Does he do anything?
Not really. It's kind of, he trusts their own searching more than yours. He's two, 1 second away from like, Dalamar, take these kids elsewhere.
Yeah. Punks is
Eintha
just
just
gonna
sighs.
Punks is just gonna smile, turn and look at Dalamar and says, "We've told him this whole story. He can cut out everything you don't like or don't need to hear." She says, "Is there anything in the area that you don't want us to do?"
Mess with them.
Bother his researchers.
Punksa smiles and nods and says, "Very well. We will leave your guys alone entirely unless they ask for help." She's just going to bow gracefully, a deep bow, and she's just going to say,
Mm.
while holding Sid in place,
Thank you.
He found one hand on the Kender's leg.
Mm.
she's just going to say, "I'm sorry that you've been dealt this hand, but if it means anything, I'm sure that they could not have sent anyone better to do the job. You seem to be very determined to do what you can for your city, and I respect that." She's just going to look at the others and say, "Let's get out of his hair. We're bothering him. And if we see any elves, we'll leave them alone."
Eintha sighs,
Like
knowing that
Mars.
they are technically honor bound to try and be a more direct to try and assist, but they are also, they have a specific mission and they need to follow it through.
Punksa's just going to smile at Eintha and says, "They're not going to get in our way. We're not going to get in their way." She says, "I see this as win-win."
Eintha
And she's
thinks
saying
to
all
ask-
of this in front of the old man whose name I can't pronounce.
Zelsuoth, I'm assuming. But yes.
Eintha will
It's,
finish with one last question. As I mentioned earlier, we have a contingent of Kalaman troops. Obviously, we do not want them to burden your encampment. Do you know any suitable places in a reasonable distance that are out of your way?
I think that they were planning on camping just right there on the coast for their base camp. Right in that cove. You keep asking questions I don't have answers to.
Mm.
Eintha just kind of sighs and then begins to move.
Yeah, he just kind of indicates not here and turns to talk to another researcher.
real
Dalamar
mature.
is visibly frustrated about this. As he leads you guys back, or I guess where you can camp on the edge unless you want to move by night tonight. He does mention that they have spotted Dragon Army soldiers heading north.
Well,
A
you
surprise.
seem pretty frustrated by the situation. If you need a place to go for a bit, we got you, Bo.
Yes.
I mean, this is just my
Yes.
observation, and I could be very wrong about that, but just putting it out there.
He reacts somewhat favorably to that.
Eintha chuckles a bit. I bet you many of the researchers are feeling about the same way. I know I would. getting stuck at a task like this.
I mean, I can't really say we're gonna have like the best accommodations, but
Mm.
it's, time away from that whole situation at least.
Do you want to ask him again about the City of Lost Names?
Yeah.
I thought we'll go ahead and raise new. Well, we know where they think they're headed. They're seeking a place called the City of Lost Names, and they wanted it badly enough that their leader, the leader of the force, was commanding recently raised undead to head that way.
Good.
Necromancy.
Yeah.
Necromancy.
Love that for us.
Necromancy.
Don't tell anybody that I know a little bit of necromancy.
Mm.
I'm not a necromancer. I just know some things.
So he knows of the city from some old Sylvanesti writings that led him and the other elves to this region. Doesn't know where it is, but he is interested in finding it too, because it was a magical marvel that might hold valuable secrets. He says that he thinks there's a loophole here. He's supposed to get back to his research. You guys are looking for information on the City of Lost Names. His research, and he's not supposed to help, blah, 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 blah. He says if you head west, there's supposed to be a Blue Phoenix Shrine. If you head north, there's supposed to be a fortress. And there is these are other names that have popped up in the things, and this place called Wakenreth. If you bring him information from those, he can probably help you pinpoint where the City of Lost Names is. And then he's researching and not directly helping you or dealing with you, so he's,
Loopholes.
not going behind Zelsuel's back completely.
I the nods.
Loophole.
Your understanding is greatly appreciated, given everything that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Situation.
So, he's
if anyone's
visibly
paying
pleased.
attention, Miette is kind of mimicking Iantha's general positional demeanor right now. The cat, it's almost like the cat is trying to make fun of Iantha by mimicking.
Correct. Go, kitty, go. Dalinar says he will try to meet you guys at Wakenreth, which he hopes will be your third destination. So you can relay his finding, relay the findings to him. That's number
What's the place called?
Wakenreth.
Oh, I don't know why it sounded familiar. If anybody's played Baldur's Gate, it sounds hella familiar.
Wakenreth, maybe? I don't know. Huzzah!
Right.
Yeah, he says these are same
Whatever his name
age
is,
or
maybe.
mentioned in the same papers as City of Lost Names.
Do not board elven bullshit. I mean, what?
Mm.
I mean, even the elves of our group would agree with that.
Okay, so Dalinar says, may you have fruitful investigations, and goes off to flip rocks like Zelsuel wants him to.
Good luck.
So I'm going to move you guys to I'm going to assume again.
Well, we need to get a message back to Darrett, and we're still in range of the Fargabs, right?
Yes, I believe the Fargabs have like a 20-some mile.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
enough to communicate.
Might
the
be more
base
than that.
point. I must say AFK a quick minute. My apologies.
No problem.
As long as we're not leaving Darrett out of the loop.
18 miles. So yeah, you're right inside range still.
Okay. Yeah, Punksa is going to highly recommend that they update Darrett. And did Dalamar indicate which one was closer, the shrine or the fortress?
The shrine is closer because the fortress appears to be more treacherous to get to. So C is the shrine and D is the fortress.
Okay. So, yeah, C is probably our first goal.
CED would probably be the most efficient.
CED would be the most efficient, but E is where he wants to meet us, so...
And let me get his art thing out, and I'm just sitting here like, oh my god, I do know this character.
Yeah.
So that is Dalamar.
He's cute.
He's a moderately young elf.
He cute?
Zara ignores him irresolutely for a reason.
I was gonna
Because
say
Because
She
she's
will
attractive.
not. She will not succumb to her enemy.
I
This
just
is not.
recap.
This is not an enemies to lovers story. No matter what anybody says.
Okay, well now I'm shipping it.
I wasn't gonna ship it until you said something.
We were gonna ship it, but then you did that. Then you did
Wait,
that.
what?
Well, now I'm
Cactus
just going
had
to do
put
it
the
double.
Wait,
Cactus
what?
had to put the picture up.
What?
We're shipping a Zara with Dalamar.
Lovely.
What? He's a looker. I don't blame her.
He's cute and he's reasonable.
Mhm.
Go for it.
Give me a
Maybe,
second, because I
maybe
need to
not
tell
right
you.
now, but get to know him a little bit more, maybe.
Get it,
And
girl.
then Zara's like, I can't believe I can't believe you've done this.
Get it, girl.
Everyone's just like, mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Becky. Did you hear about Azara and Dalamar?
Wait, this
Something
is just
about
like
so big. What?
this is gay as fuck, and she still thinks he's cute.
Okay.
My
so we've
my ancestors would hate me. That's Zara.
Listen,
Well,
your
More-
ancestors would surely understand.
I will think to summarize that there is a, how to put this politely, long-standing petty rivalry between the two major Elven nations.
So it's hate sex.
Blink, blink,
So where
blink.
did you learn this? I
it's not-
read
it's not like-
things.
Yeah, I mean it's not like rivalry or anything with the Kaganesti at least. It's more of like, you know, they were enslaved by them, so
That actually hasn't quite happened yet.
no?
Yeah.
No, or if it happened, it was a long time ago, and it might happen again.
There's a big difference there.
That was
Pretty
not my
big difference.
understanding, and that's something that I would not have said it like that about.
Because I know I chose a wild or I chose the Kaganesti for a reason, like out of spite.
Yeah, because when I was checking up on a character, it started happening in one section right about now, actually. According to Dragonlance history.
Okay, well, never mind. This isn't gonna work. Abort.
Damn!
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this will stop her from actually getting, enslaved.
Yeah. I mean, he seems pretty fed up with his situation, so they could just, elope together, maybe.
Yeah, just kidnap this one guy.
Like, hey, do you want
Just
to join
kidnap
our
this
party
one.
of adventurers?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Uh-huh. The rest
Okay.
of them get him.
Fine, this
Move
is
him
fine.
away from the bad ones.
And you're like,
This is
oh.
not. I swear, this is not a Troy situation. I am not stealing your man.
Roll
Yeah,
20
you are.
says Ink is no longer here.
Ink was getting really robotic on Discord.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Ink
am
may
I
have
better
had-
now?
No.
No.
Nope.
Reconnecting, 1 minute.
Okay. Oh, shit.
I mean, we can let it happen. It's fine.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better. Go get him, Azara.
Get you some of
Because I know
that
Ink
fine
knows the canon
Celesty
quite well.
booty.
Using something.
It's like,
Anyway,
are you good?
so
Your ancestors might hate you, but you might hate yourself more for not tapping that.
okay, so we have.
Will, more seriously, so I pulled open 5e Tools character creation chapter on the
To see what they say.
and Kaganesti Elves. So I was mistaken for the Quillanesti a little bit, so whoops, but I thought we'll explain that the Sylvanesti Elves favor a large, gigantic hierarchical civilization, the kind of thing that will casually send an old man to die in a freaking desert wastes because he couldn't handle something that was bigger than he could reasonably be expected to handle.
I love that for him.
It's almost like there's a little bit of salt about this, having experienced a slightly
Yeah.
more crazed civilization of Mount Nevermind.
I could see
The
that.
It's almost
Kaganesti,
like
on
maybe
the other
it's a
hand,
civilization that should collapse. And
It's
everyone
home,
will be
and I
ready
will.
for
It is
it.
home, and I will seek to honor it. Is all I will say if at that remark. Now the Kaganesti, they continue. Basically, tend towards small, less organized, less heavily hierarchical, often smaller organization. We're talking tribes. We're talking nomadic culture. Kind of not the exact opposite, but definitely a very different view in critical ways.
Upon the mention of the nomadic culture, Punksta is going to look at it as our ideal cousin and spread her arms wide.
Yes, and I think if I remember correctly, when I read it, essentially they were the first. They were the first elves within the thing and something like that.
Let me see. Yeah,
History.
Dragonlance Wiki.
Yeah,
The original and most pure type of elf, and the clan from which all others hail from. Yes.
Yeah. So like, she's like super salty, like, bitch, we are you. What the fuck are you?
I'm willing to bet Aintha has not been taught that. It has instead been taught that the Sylvanesti are at least as old as the Kaganesti. So, just saying that, of course, the Sylvanesti would say shit like that.
The Sylvanesti would say shit like that.
For that matter, it might, depending on with nomadic cultures, the depth of history may differ. So so it's something that Azara might not be.
Yes. So they
complete
were.
awareness of.
They were split between those who were enslaved by the Qualinesti and Sylvanesti pre-Cataclysm, and those who were free. So yes, they were forced to work in servitude to their more civilized elves.
Yeah, I told you. I chose a Kaganesti for a reason.
Okay, hold on, please. I'm having to go with what's in the book that I've been book that I've been provided, because I don't want to look at the wiki for fear of spoiling this adventure path,
Very
which, if I recall, is a remix of one of the first Dragonlance APs.
From what I've been reading ahead, this I think is like the stuff that's happening on the other continent during it looks like this is what's happening on the other continent during the first couple books.
Okay. So this is why I had to be, but you understand that I did not realize that this was a factor Aether would definitely have been more changed their language if aware that this was in the path, if this was an active element of their path.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
They did not speak that way now that we are aware of shit. Thumbs up.
yes.
No more in-party fighting.
Yeah. Okay.
Punksa
Yeah,
would still have
this
been
is-
nice, but Punksa is always a social butterfly.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to not lie. This is actually pushing points that this and the heavy emphasis on marital infidelity last session, which we are not going to go into details why that one's a bit of a berserk button for me right now.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
understandable.
I get the feeling that Wizards of the Coast wants to ignore that particular part of the Kaganesti Sylvanesti history, and I cannot blame
most
them.
definitely.
So
Since they realized, oh, this is racist. Oops, we just did a. Yeah. Anyway.
well, no, we bought a racism.
Well, yes, there we go. Well,
We bought a racism.
we bought a racism. Oops. Okay.
But anyway, but yeah, Aetha's summation would be basically Kaganesti are a nomadic civilization. There is, to put it mildly, bad blood in the past, though the last few hundred years it's turned more towards the behaviors have turned more petty. Some of the Sylvanesti refugees, I believe, have tried to ask for help. I have no clue how that went because, again, I was elsewhere.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Yeah. So we're trying for C. We're spending the night. I'm gonna keep track of day/time in Discord. Day 1. Outside elf camp. Because that took literally, I'm looking at that. That is 2 hexes. It's like dusk when the guy chases you out.
Hey, who's chasing who out? We're leaving voluntarily.
Exactly. So let me roll this. Unless we want to get all anal about, that is fine. Unless we want to get all anal about food and shit, we can just ignore that. Because sometimes that could be fun, but sometimes that could not.
Sometimes it's not. And frankly, we've got survivors in this group. Especially a survivor used the wasteland.
Okay,
Yep.
so
yeah.
on your way, I'm just going to put you at where. So, judging by the fact that we were able to go from A to B in one day, that is 2 squares of travel. I'm going to assume you're able to go to here in the next day. On your way there, Roll20 is going so slow.
You are doing a lot in Roll20.
You spot. What does it mean? Oh, okay. You spot a purple worm about a mile away, wiggling.
Well,
Digging.
Worm.
I don't want a character to answer that. It keeps trying to open character mancer. This is not what I need. Thank you. Purple worm. Yes. Diggy worm. Go up, go down, go up, go down, about a mile out. And by diggy worm, I'm going to go put this in Discord.
Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel.
Worm.
Worm.
Oh,
that's
I
ro-
actually have a mini of one of those. I say, as if it's not kind of actually big.
I want to put Orthworm's little googly eyes on it.
Yeah.
It'd
Yes.
be cuter.
Punksha, would you still love me if I was a worm?
One of those kind or one of the normal kind.
Punks is eyeballing this worm in the distance. It's a mile away, and we can see it. Punksa is like, he's in our way. Frankly, those things, I've never fought one personally, but I've heard stories.
That considers what they are seeing with it. And of course, I accidentally closed my character sheet.
Oh,
would that
go
be
ahead,
a
Angela.
nature?
Sure, nature to be like, wait, that's exactly what I'm seeing.
Punksa was also. Go ahead.
That's not completely sure.
Punksa is a bit more sure about these things, at least in terms of giant worms. She's a little curious about the behavior, since normally these things are underground. It's coming up and out and back down, correct? You said?
Yes, like a Molduga.
Punksa's. This seems a little unusual to Punks. I'm going to attempt to discern whether or not this is typical worm behavior. And of course, my nature is terrible. Yeah, I don't see. Oh, might be a survival check, just in terms of if you see a worm doing this, what do you do? What would you prefer I roll?
So that's survival. Yeah, that makes sense for the way your character knows it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like I hear someone's. Okay. I think Punksha's idea is become very, very still, because these things have vibration sense, tremor
That's
sense.
fun.
Yeah, Punksa knows these things will Beetlejuice the hell out of us if we make a lot of noise.
Oh, I was thinking of tremors.
It's kind of the same thing.
Is it? I haven't actually seen Beetlejuice.
Orthworm.
I feel like I have, but I don't remember it very clearly. So
The sandworms in Beetlejuice are basically the one thing that Beetlejuice is actually afraid of in his home.
Understood. I know I've seen the cartoon. I just haven't seen the movie.
I've seen the movie. I just haven't seen it in a really long time,
It's so
and
good.
I don't remember much.
Punksa is immediately going to halt the group and just gonna say, we need to watch this thing, and if it doesn't go away from there, we need to go around slowly. We can fight this thing. We don't want to.
Oh, understood.
We need to
See
make sure
here.
it knows I'm not tasty.
Unfortunately, I think you are. You're bite size. I'm bite size.
I'm bite-sized, but I'm even more bite-sized than you, so I would not make for a very good snack.
Punks is just gonna look at Madeir and say, this thing makes holes bigger than the both of us put together.
Ooh, I don't like that.
None of us are tasty.
Let's
Nope,
see,
none of
low
us
the
are tasty.
testo.
I mean, I guess if worse comes to worse, I can try to make it throw up, but I don't think anyone would want that.
No.
No, not really.
Can we please just avoid it?
I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, I'm not tasty. I have
So,
fire.
one of your options is to go slowly, and you are able to be stealthy when you go slowly.
Yes.
So if you are just trying to be very close, blah 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 blah. Huh. Blah. If you are trying to be stealthy and not, wake the tremor beast, you can probably, keep your eye on it and scoot slowly-ish in your direction that you want.
Well, that is
Yes.
officially not my problem because I am riding on Madeir.
Yep.
That's kind of is your problem, since Madeir probably has the most loud footsteps of all of us.
You would think, yeah, but I think I actually have solid dex.
But yeah, it generally sounds like we want to go around this thing and not attract its attention and not get any closer than we already are.
Yeah.
Just
I
staring at
feel
it and trying to keep that mile distance. as
Yeah.
you shut.
Yeah.
And if it
Surrender.
turns and starts coming towards us, is the ground
Well-
sandy or rocky?
Yes.
It looks like both. Where I put your, I don't even know what time of day you spotted it. I didn't roll for that. Let me do that real quick. Let's do.
In short, yes.
If we spot it anywhere near night, we want to back the fuck up and go camp.
Oh boy, that's not a good roll for that.
You
that's just the
actually
time of day
spotted it when you guys were closer to.
Oh!
Oh
Well,
no!
According to my
Excellent.
rule, you kind of spotted it in the first hour of the day. So
Oh boy!
let's say you guys ended up over here instead.
Yeah, and Punksa
You
might
went
have.
half speed and went this
Yeah.
way.
Punksa also might have recommended that we try to get a message to the elves about this thing, though we're sure they know about it.
They probably know
I-
these things are around.
I don't think they want to hear from us, so
Yes, but it's considered being a good neighbor to let them know when something is coming around that can eat your camp in one bite.
I mean, yeah.
Elves are good. They can't really do much against something that will come from under them. That's a dwarven thing.
They came from the deep.
Hey, but I guess worst comes to worst, we can send a message with our buddy.
Yeah, if we're this close, we can send a message to Darrett that he needs to send someone to talk to the elves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could send. Psst,
Also, we are definitely apprising Darrett of this and telling him to go around.
psst, purple worms, keep your eyes out. Loud noises.
Be fine.
Okay, so that one. So now we are over here. Let me adjust what I put in here. So we are day 2. Spotted purple worm.
Ran from the purple worm like we're lesbians.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even wrong. I am a lesbian. Yeah, Nis is definitely gay. She's so gay.
Let me take a look real
She's the
quick.
gayest
If-
baby.
She is a gay baby. She belongs in the gay baby
1,
jail.
2. Yeah, you're like a day and a half away from Phoenix Gate.
Alright,
While
we got two
everyone's
people
running to
going
the bathroom.
potty.
Yes. This gives the DM time to look ahead a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plot.
Okay. Let me read this. Because I saw I have a map, which is wonderful. Oh, I get to roll that. Okay. And you've sent message to Darrett like, hey, there's a Phoenix Shrine over here. We're going to head there if you want to
Yes.
slowly make your way there. Because they can only move like once per day.
Yeah.
But also, there is a worm. If you see worm, go
Extra
around
message.
quietly.
If
Go
you,
around quietly.
if you walk without rhythm, you won't attract the worm.
Okay. So It is another day. I need to roll this. There is no water. Okay.
Oh, Mom, I'm thirsty.
Not for this water.
That's all salty and shit.
Okay.
That's the bad water.
Yes, fair. I was also thinking, like, I'm going to get us outside Blue Phoenix. So I'm going to go ahead and skip us to we are at Blue Phoenix because nothing happened that day.
Okay.
Which
Cool.
means
Yay.
I will set the scene. Oh, wait, I should do the math. So this is like morning of day 3,
Yay.
possibly day 4. I think it's day 4 because you get outside. Yeah. Day
I'm a heckin'
4.
thirsty.
Ew.
Which means, so day 1, Dara is unloading the troops. Day 2, they heard about worms. Day 3, or Dara is unloading the troops. They can move like 1.5 hexes, I think, because it's. They have 2 hexes on the region in one day if they do normal. They can only move 9. And if 12 miles is 2, then yeah, they get 1.5. So, night 2, kind of night 3. So they're kind of roughly here for night 4, or day 4. This would be a lot easier if they actually gave me a better measurement than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead, bring us here. I'm going to set the...
You got it.
Blue Phoenix Shrine.
It is very blue.
It is very blue.
There's a
Very
very
blue.
blue token down there.
Dabba-dee, dabba-doo.
Let's see here. Let me pull up mine. So, carved into a labyrinthine gorge is the Blue Phoenix Shrine. It is low tide, so you can see the entrance, which appears to be C1, the door at the south end. Let me. So the tide is out. There is a camp of sea elves outside, and they all stare at you like, "What the fuck, man?"
Hey.
More
When it
friends.
looks like it's only a small group, you do see that one guy who's still there. He steps a little forward, but they're very wary.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just, you
You
know,
look like you have experienced something recently. I ain't the
Miss-
response that observes in Elvish.
Mm,
Barely
yeah,
even
just-
bothering with a proper greeting.
this is just
Our
really-
yearly pilgrimage was interrupted.
Dragon Army.
Dragon Army. Our priest is
Love
missing.
that.
Oh.
Fun.
Oh.
Either probably doesn't know as much about the Sea Elves, but should I roll something like history?
Sure.
That's pretty good.
Oh my.
That's
Maybe,
a good roll.
maybe I have read a little something.
Yes. So you're pretty sure that the only god that the Sea Elves would really care about is probably Habakkuk. I will type that in chat. As Habakkuk is the god of seas and animal life.
Habakkuk, have the cook.
They probably come. Well, okay, so you're pretty sure there's a god. You may not know the exact name because it's been 300 years, but you're pretty sure there's a god that they're definitely here for. They sounds like something that the Sea Elves would do. Come to make an annual pilgrimage for the Sea Lord. They come from the Bay. The sun. They have to, this is a very important thing for them to do, but he's never actually made this trip. He is not ready to try to go in there. Oh, sorry, she. Her name is Ishvern.
Type that, please. I will forget.
Yeah.
She's basically the leader now that their priest is missing. Wait, no, sorry. Ishvern is he. Yearcall, their priest, is she.
Aha.
What a what an unexpected and stress-inducing promotion.
Right. This is a sacred place dedicated to the old deity that they only remember as the Sea Lord.
Sea Lord?
You guys
Air
just
Lord. Sorry. Bad joke.
Okay. Mentions they got attacked by the dragon army on their way. Can you guys? He's worried that they might not be able to get their priest back, but they really have to do this. So if he could get an escort from you guys, that would be amazing. Sure. And in that case, we will be at the shrine's entrance.
And that's probably a good place to stop for the night.
Yeah.
We can go ahead
yeah,
and
It's 10 o'clock.
Yes, as the Ethy was saying, probably need to go soon, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
We can put tokens today or put tokens next time, but Ishvern is right there,
Okay.
ready to let you guys in.
Tokens next time is fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Alrighty, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and raid. Minty had to take a bit of a break for personal reasons, but also recently had birthday. I think yesterday. So many
Hey.
birthdays.
Oh.
Much birthdays. So I figured we could go ahead and raid the Minty. And so I will get that set up. Make sure I actually make it so that I can go in and say hello and hear her when I do it. So I will go ahead and set up the raid. So Wednesday I will be back with Yakuza, and so for at least part of the time being, we are doing most of our Endwalker stuff on Friday.
Are we doing that? Are we continuing to do that, or
Yes.
It's up to you. You're the one we are playing around.
I think it's probably a
I
good
would do
idea considering you're the one who usually has to go to bed early on Sunday nights.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I will just change Pokemon to Saturday, Sunday then.
Saturday, Sunday, yeah. That seems to be working.
I should raise that due to upcoming travel. Next Monday I could theoretically make, but it have to be either a quite early start or shortened session because I'd be starting at 10:30 p.m. and have.
That's right, you're going to be in Pacific time.
Sorry, Eastern time.
Or Ainta can just stay outside of the shrine if necessary.
Yeah. And
If you're
given
all
that
right
the
with
next 2 Mondays after the Monday after that is near death. Actually.
So 16, where did you say in chat?
Yeah, 16th is my availability limited. 23rd, I might actually be able to make more of, even though I'll still be down there because we'll be in slowdown mode.
Yeah.
As long as I
have the space to chat. Well, oh cripes! I won't be in a split hotel room. So yeah, 23rd I'm
If-
23rd I'm 16th I'm probably boned. 23rd I'm definitely boned. 30th I'm back.
Okay.
Mm,
I thought it was the other way around, but whatever. We'll check in next week. 16th near guaranteed.
Yes.
23rd should be fine. Worst case, I do not turn my Discord pings down. And if you have headphones and can hear, but don't feel comfortable talking, you may Discord and I will relay.
Okay.
or we could, or you
Because
could
that is a
chat in
little
the,
more, or you could put it into, the
the
Roll20
Roll20
chat.
chat.
Yeah.
Roll 20 chat.
Yep.
Okay, we will figure that out more towards next session.
We will
Alright.
consider perhaps on that Sunday and earlier on the Monday, like, how do we wish? And both. For
Yes.
both.
Because I'm not opposed to starting earlier, especially considering I work early. And
Yep.
tonight it was fine because I'm actually off tomorrow.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I
My
opted.
usual issue with starting earlier is I don't currently work on Monday, so that's perfectly fine, but dinner's usually
7, yeah.
Yeah.
7-ish, 6:30, 7-ish. So if
Yeah,
we can move
sometimes I
dinner
don't-
up,
And sometimes I don't leave work until about 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
can be kind of tough. But you know, if need be, we can have.
if need be, we could take a break or
Or we can have Aintha wait outside, or and then have Aintha catch back up with us, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
we
We
will
can figure
check
something out.
Yeah.
we will check feelings on what we should do Sunday.
Yes. Sounds like a plan to me. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you everyone who came and to watch and all that stuff. And I do words. What are words?
I don't
Do
know.
do 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 do.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and raid Minty, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. Do enjoy her adorableness.
Yes.
As soon as the raid thing goes. And raid now. Okay. Put us on ending.